Dr. Strangelove.
No, not that one. The actual non-fictional Dr. Strangelove is actually Michael Strangelove, who teaches media studies at the University of Ottawa, although sometimes a little unconventional in his teachings.
I'm not a communist, I'm not a Marxist, I'm not a liberal, I'm not a this, I'm not a that. I was reading through this again for the umpteenth time last night in bed and got excited with the yellow stickies. The chances are you're going to be murdered, you're going to be murdered by someone you know. So, not trying to turn you into little Dr. Strangeloves or anything like that, but, you know.
Dr. Strangelove always communicates a lot of meaning in his classes. In this documentary, we plan on discussing 3 topics that we've seen Dr. Strangelove return to again and again this semester. These are power, real and virtual worlds, and evolution. Within these themes, we plan on discussing what theories Dr. Strangelove subscribes to in his teachings in order to give his potential students a better understanding of what they're in for by taking one of his awesome classes. This is...
Denial of effect by powerful spokespersons in the corporate media system.
What many people don't realize is that the media has a great amount of power over us, and it's starting at a very early age. Dr. Strangelove reiterates Karl Marx when he says, "Those who own the means of production also control the means of mental production."
If you want to rule today in a mass society, you have to master the media system. And and before then, that's what Karl Marx said. Those who own the means of production also control the means of mental production.
Dr. Strangelove points out that it was a pretty damning and unfortunate oversight for Marshall McLuhan, for all of the interesting stuff that he had done, to forget about the power part of it.
Geez, we're taught this, or the dominant thinking is this, but really you got to turn things upside down and see things a little bit differently. So that's the public sphere, and that's the complication of the public sphere.
Jürgen Habermas is well known for his theory on the public sphere, which is considered to be an area in societal life where people can get together and further discuss and identify societal problems, and through that discussion influence political action.
Now we need to reassess that role of the so-called healthy sphere. That press, who owns that press? It's the corporations. It used to be a dozen corporations. We'll pick that up in Herbert Schiller, writing in 1989. It was a dozen corporations that owned the majority of communication systems around the world. You know how many it is today now? 5. 5 corporations, an ever-increasing concentration of power. Who are these people? They're 5 old white men.
Dr. Strangelove believes that the majority of power is controlled by a very small group in society. He further believes that fewer monopolies currently exist, and taking their place are oligopolies, which can be defined as a market dominated by a small number of sellers.
So the media system and media theory is first and foremost about power, about the exercise of power and about the maintenance of power in whatever form: economic power, religious power, political power.
Another example of the media's effect is the power of commercialization, which has in turn turned our society into mass consumers. We are constantly being bombarded by propaganda. Many professors believe that we see up to 1,000 ads a day. It's in our everyday lives, from the clothes we wear to the billboards on the streets. The virtual world has become so powerful, it's scary. Jean Baudrillard believes that we are surrounded by so many manufactured images that we can't tell what's real anymore. Dr. Strangelove has lots to say about this. Here is a picture of the virtual world Sims. It's where you can be whomever you would like and where you can do whatever you would like. Dr. Strangelove recognizes that many people have difficulties differentiating between the real and virtual world. He also admits that many people like himself find outlets such as Facebook and YouTube addictive.
YouTube and the internet environment replicating the same social environment of the surrounding world. And that's also that's not unexpected in a way. That's exactly what we found as we move forward in the internet age is, hey, you know what? There's criminals, there's pedophiles, There's douchebags in real life. We go online, they're on there online too. So our experience of the online world can in many ways just be a mirror, a duplication of our experience off. And we get that, I must know what is going on Facebook. And I understand that. You can barely stop talking to each other. You're a chronic communicator. I understand that. I understand the addictive quality of these things very well because I'm one of the addicted.
Another aspect of power is the age of distraction and how much it's impacting our lives. It only takes a split second for a fatal accident to occur, and because so many people are addicted to technology, which is often distracting, accidents are more likely to happen. According to a lecturing class, 10,000 people were killed in the US last year because they weren't paying attention. We are now living in the age of distraction.
It is quite annoying to see people, texting or talking and not paying attention.
Dr. Strangelove is by no means unaware of how technology is changing the society we live in.
Phones are becoming like a fashion accessory. And that's very different from the age of my grandparents now, where in ancient history, where they bought a phone, they put that phone on the wall, and that same phone was on the wall when they died. No, it's not a better way, it's a different way, though.
Although Dr. Strangelove admits that technology is changing society, rather than claiming that new technologies will replace old ones entirely, he suggests that the role of technologies will change, something that Mr. McLuhan agrees with.
If more books are being used, more being sold, the libraries are crowded, they're busy. How can it be said, aside from what else may be happening, that we're moving out of a print culture?
As John said, books are still very important, but their role is changing. The nature of their importance is changing. We learn everywhere. The book's role has diminished because of all the other actors. It's no longer king, but subject.
According to cultural theorist Stuart Hall, there are 3 ways to interpret a message. Audiences can interpret intended meaning, which means that the message that was meant to reach the audience has successfully been interpreted as such. Negotiated meaning, which means that the message has been negotiated in the audience's member's mind to form a different meaning than the one originally intended. And oppositional meaning, where the meaning that was received by the audience is the complete opposite of what was intended by the message giver. McLuhan explained that because people are now communicating through technology, Hall's 3 ways of interpreting media are used more often now that society is, as McLuhan states, with it. Dr. Strangelove has also suggested that although new technologies are invented, their invention does not render other older technologies obsolete. This kind of change is evident in cases such as newspapers who post their content online in order to gain a better audience, or radio, which, in turning to satellite, has developed into a worldwide system. These changes show that although the old technologies are adapting to a modern day and age, they are by no means made obsolete by newer technologies. Another way that technology has led to evolution is through the distribution of power. Through blogging, many people have pushed social limits. For example, Dr. Strangelove has posted an article of 13-year-old fashion blogger Tavi's writing, leading her to the same status as fashion editors worldwide, simply because she had the power of a laptop.
I never thought I'd see the day that I'm standing in line waiting to talk to a little kid.
This means that out of the woodwork are coming amateur writers, and through these new technologies, they are redefining the hierarchical structure of business. This is true not only of amateur writers, but also holds true of amateur movie makers who become overnight successes on YouTube, or photographers, or web design gurus. The accessibility of the technologies in our day and age has led to an evolution of communication, which is continually changing the world we live in. Although it would take a full semester to outline all the themes covered in this Theories of New Media class, we feel that the 3 themes of power, real versus virtual worlds, and evolution that technology brings are all reoccurring themes in Dr. Strangelove's class.
We hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you enjoyed Dr. Strangelove's class.
Oh!